So in this video, we're going to go over order of operations. So you've probably heard of the saying PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. The new one is GIMDAS, and the G just stands for any grouping items, not necessarily just parentheses. So you'll see down there parentheses, brackets, curly brackets, absolute value, square root, anything that is grouping up more than one item. You're going to do those first, and then the exponents, multiplication and division, make sure that you do them from left to right. Same thing with addition and subtraction. It doesn't necessarily matter which one comes first, but you do the one furthest to the left, and then you move left to right with multiplication and division, and then you do the same thing with addition and subtraction. Alright, so here's our first example. -4 times -3 minus 20 divided by -1. So, a common mistake is people get confused whether it's negative or subtraction. Unless you see parentheses around the number, then you can assume subtraction. If you see parentheses around it, that means it's grouping it as -1, -3, -4. So I'm going to do my order of operations, parentheses. Well, yes, I see 3 parentheses, however, none of them are actually grouping anything. So I'm done with parentheses. Exponents, don't see any exponents. So now I'm doing multiplication from left to right. So furthest to the left, I have -4 times -3. Well, they're the same sign, so it's going to become positive. So I have 4 times 3 will give me 12. Carry everything down. Alright, I'm still working on the division part. So I have -20 divided by -1. So a negative divided by a negative is going to give me positive, and then 20 divided by 1 will give me positive 20. I'm going to carry everything down. Now again, because that 20 was positive, I'm going to put a plus sign there. So then my final thing will be 12 plus 20, which will give me 32. So there's my first answer. Alright, second one. I'm still doing my order of operations. So if we want to write it out, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And again, the P stands for any grouping symbol. So in this case, I have the brackets, not necessarily parentheses. So I'm going to do that part first. So 7 plus -3 is going to give me 4. Positive 4, because the bigger number is positive, so I subtract to keep the sign. And then carry everything down. Now again, that parenthesis around that -11 is just telling me that that is -11, not -11. So that parenthesis doesn't count as the P in PEMDAS. Now I only have one step left. So I'm going to do 4 times -11, opposite signs, so it's going to be negative, and then 4 times 11 is going to give me -44. So that will be my answer. Alright, my last one has a few more steps, but I'm still going to follow the same order of operations. So first thing, parentheses or any grouping symbols. So I have parentheses right there. And again, because those individual numbers are not in parentheses, I'm assuming that that is a subtraction sign. So I have -2 minus 3 is going to give me -5. Carry everything down. Now I may want to keep this thing in parentheses, and again, that's just going to remind me it's -5, not -5. Okay, so I've done all the parentheses that are grouping. So next thing, exponents. Well, I've got an exponent right there. 5 squared is going to give me 25. Carry everything down. no more exponents. Multiplication and division, and again, remember those go from left to right. So working from left to right, I have that thing, negative 25 divided by negative 5. Negative divided by negative gives me positive, and then 25 divided by 5 gives me positive 5. Carry everything down. And then I'm still working on multiplication to division. So I have a multiplication right there, which will give me 5 times 3, positive 15. Carry everything down. And then finally, my addition or subtraction, I have 1 plus 15, which is going to give me 16. So there is my final